So I've got Luke behind the camera, and he asked me a very interesting question earlier on. He said, Craig, how did you get into magic? And I'm going to answer that question with one of these. This is an invisible purse. It looks like the frame of a purse. It's an invisible purse. The whole thing's not invisible. If it was, you wouldn't see it, but the bag is invisible. At least that's what I was told by the guy who worked, well, not the guy who worked at the magic counter. That's what I was told by the guy who appeared on TV. You see, when I was a kid, when I was about 8 years old, I was watching the TV and a magician came out. And he showed me on the screen an invisible purse. And he reached into it and he pulled out a coin, a copper coin. Instantly, my interest was piqued because right from a very young age, I realized I liked money. But then he did something even cooler. He took that copper coin, he rubbed it and he turned it into a silver coin. And I realized at that point, I wanted to be able to do that trick because I thought that's kind of like alchemy. Yes, even at a young age, I knew the word alchemy. And I thought I could sit there making coins out of an invisible purse, turning them silver, and I'd be the richest 8-year-old on the planet. So I went to the local magic shop. There was a magic shop just down the road from where I grew up. And I went behind the counter. I went to the guy behind the counter and I said, I want to do the trick that the guy did on TV the other day. And he said, what trick was that? And I said, well, he took an invisible purse. He opened up an invisible purse. He reached in and he took out a copper coin. He then took the copper coin. He showed it to me. He rubbed it. And when he rubbed it, it turned into a silver coin. That is the trick I want to learn. And he said, no problem, we've got that in stock. He went back, he came back 2 minutes later with one of these and a big sheet of instructions. And I went home and I practiced and I practiced and I practiced until eventually I could do the same trick. I could reach into an invisible purse, take out a copper coin, rub the copper coin, turn it into a silver coin. And I could do that over and over again. But the problem is, Luke, although that's why I got into magic, I was lied to by the guy behind the stand. You know why?
Why?
Because, Luke, this isn't real. I thought I could be a millionaire by now, but that's not the case. You see, the magic wears off. You see, if you hold the coins in your hand for too long, one of them will turn back to copper again. Now, Luke, I don't know if you know much about copper coins, but they're not really worth very much. In fact, they're worth next to nothing. I could be sitting there as a kid for hours and hours and hours, and I could just make 1 million copper coins, and it's not going to make me rich. And the problem is, it didn't matter how many copper coins I made. It didn't matter how many times I rubbed those stupid copper coins and made them silver. They would always turn back to copper. And that's why I almost quit magic. But then I stayed in magic because I learned how to do real magic, Luke. I learned how to really make a copper coin appear out of a little purse. I learned how to not only make a copper coin appear out of a purse, but I learned that you can do that with more than one coin. I learned that I could reach over and take another coin right there out of a purse. And I knew that I could do that again and take another coin and make that one appear out of a purse. And I knew that if I squeeze hard enough, I can take those copper coins, turn them into 3 real silver American half dollars that will not turn back to copper. And if you don't believe me, you can look at them and examine them, because that is why I became a magician and I stayed a magician.